Morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. We are going to code Advent of Code 2025, Day 5, Problem 1 in Wolfram Language. Okay, let's begin. So, in previous 20 days, I've been doing Advent of Code almost every day. So, check it out on YouTube. So, today, let's start Day 5, okay? So let's start Wolfram Language. If you don't know what Wolfram Language is, about 2 days ago, there's a almost 1 hour introduction, episode 731. Okay, so here is Wolfram Language. Let's start the kernel. 3, Shift Enter to evaluate and magnify, and let's put that here. Okay, so advent of code. Okay, so let's see. Let's get ready. So, sorry, hold on a second. So my Twitter, my Discord, Wolfram Language, Firefox, today's talk show. If you are here, say hi. If you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed. Okay. So Advent of Code, return to your Advent of Code calendar. Okay, day 4, day 5. We got a long way to go. How many problems are there? 12. Oh, God. Okay, so this needs to be like over here. Day 5. As the forklifts break through the wall, the elves are delighted to discover that there's a cafeteria on the other side of the wall. These days, I just skip those. You don't need to know them. But let me just read them quickly. You can hear a commotion coming from the kitchen. At this rate, we won't have any time left to put the wreath up in the dining hall. Resolute in your quest, you investigate. If only we hadn't switched to the new inventory management system right before Christmas, another elf exclaims. You ask what's going on. The elves in the kitchen explain the situation. Because of their complicated new inventory management system, they can't figure out which of their ingredients are fresh and which are spoiled. When you ask how it works, they give you a copy of their database, your puzzle input. Okay, the puzzle input. Excuse me. So fresh versus spoiled. The database operates on ingredient IDs. It consists of a list of fresh ingredients ID ranges, okay, a blank line, and a list of available ingredient IDs, okay. So you got a list of lines. It consists of a list of fresh ingredient ID ranges. So suppose these are 3 to 5, 10 to 14, 16 to 20. That's a list of fresh ingredient ID ranges, a blank line, and a list of available ingredient IDs, okay? Fresh ingredient ID range. So you got two concepts. First of all, you got available. Okay, ingredient ID is a concept, ingredient ID. Then you have available. That's another concept. And fresh is another concept. Okay, ingredient ID, for each ingredient ID, it can be available and or fresh. I'm not sure which one is exclusive or not. Hi, are you using Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 80 for good, or will you go back to Glove 80 at some point? I probably will go back because I have, years to go. So it depends, I don't have to. So it's just, I'm very comfortable with either one. So a few videos ago, about last week, maybe someone asked. So again, both of them, I like them very much. I can use either one of them continuously for years, no problem. And So check out my website, for the detailed review, and maybe I should write up a new article about exactly which one. Again, all I can tell you is that I like them both very much. Okay. So this is Ultimate Hacking Keyboard 80. Search for YouTube. I have reviews, and the other one, Glove 80, I've been using for 4 years, like on my live stream. Check them out. Okay, so you got ingredient IDs and available and fresh. Now, the question right now is what's the relationship between available and fresh, okay? So the fresh ID ranges are inclusive. The range 3 to 5 means that the ingredient IDs 3, 4, 5 are all fresh. The range can be also overlap. An ingredient ID is fresh if it is in any range, okay? So all these are fresh. The elves are trying to determine which of the available ingredient IDs are fresh. Okay, so you got a list of available IDs. Okay, and you want to know which one are fresh. In other words, which one are in the first list of ranges. So in this example, this is done as follows. Ingredient ID 1 is spoiled because it does not fall into any range, okay? Seems easy problem. Ingredient 5 is fresh, 5 here, fresh because it falls into range 3, 5. Ingredient ID 8 is spoiled because it doesn't occur in any of the fresh range, okay? Ingredient ID 11 is fresh because it falls into range 10 to 4. Ingredient 17 is fresh because the range 16 to 20, as well as range 12 to 18, okay? Ingredient 32 is spoiled because it does not occur in the range, okay? So in this example, 3 of the available ingredients ID are fresh, okay? 3 of them, 5, 11, 17, okay? Process the database file from the new inventory management system. How many of the available ingredients ID are fresh? It seems like a trivial problem. You got a list of numbers, you got a list of ranges, you just want to determine which of the given numbers are in the range. So what is the, how many of the available ingredient ID are fresh? So you just want to know total number of them. Seems like a trivial problem. This seems like the most easy problem of advent of code. Is that right? Something. Okay, so let's start. Wolfram Language code, paste the link there. So you got this list. Okay, put it back. Now let's look at what are my personal input, because it's always fruitful to have a glimpse of what it is like. Okay, so you got this. So how many lines total you got? Okay, so separated by a blank line, then you got 174, then the rest 1175. Okay, so let's save it to advent of code. Let's give a name. So advent of code day 5. Okay, so that would be the file name. Save it in this directory and this file name. Save it. Okay, copy the file path, close it, and paste the link here, advent of code, and remove and go back to browser, copy the link. There. Event of code, day 5. Okay. So it seems so trivial problem. So you let's see. So basically you want to, did I answer your question? Track Vegata. Say it, okay? Because I answered your question. So all you want to know is the total, okay? You know, we can write it out. Well, writing it out is like wasting time. Sorry, I'm still coughing. There's still lingering cold. Very miserable. So given a list of ranges, you want to, okay, so you do 2 loops or nested loop. You go through the list of IDs, then you write a function to check if given the ID and give a range to check if that number is in the range. If it is, then exit the loop. You don't want to keep going. So then add a tally, count it. So easy. So given a list of numbers, okay, fine. How many of them are in the given ranges? That's the problem. So plan solution. What? I'll go plan. Let's just say look through the numbers. Check if it is in a range. If so, tally it. So there is a problem. You see, in this Wolfram language, I'm using Xah Wolfram language mode. Let me show you. So I'm using Xah Wolfram language mode. This allows me to code Wolfram language in Emacs, which is what I'm using. And I forgot this pink window shows all my command calls and keystrokes as I type. Okay, so let's see. So you can see I move the cursor, you can see it says forward button, you see. So as I type, it shows the command name and the keystroke I type. I'm using a Vora keyboard layout, and I'm using Xahfly keys. Search for it, you'll find that it's the most efficient key binding system for Emacs. It's on GitHub. So, and I'm using the Wolfram language mode. So you can see, so you go to there. So here is the source code. Here are all my Emacs Lisp packages for Emacs. Close it, go to the top, go to that link. So this is Xah Wolfram mode for Emacs. You can download it. It's on GitHub. Okay. So in this mode, you know, I have lots of brief. For example, if I type if, so that expands to the if function template. So if I do table, that expands to table function template. And but I don't want them to expand if you are inside the comment. You know, I used to turn it off. I turned it back on. So actually we can fix it. So open Xah mode, search for a brief. So we are doing a little digression. So is anyone else watching? Comments, okay? Tell me to stop digression or something. So you want to, yeah, so this Wolfram brief enable, return true if not string. Yeah, so let's, so if you do that, then compile it, byte compile, no error, good. Load it, yes, close, close. And now we're back in here. Now if you type if, you see they stop, they don't expand anymore. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I'll go plan. Loop through the numbers, check if it's in the range. If so, tally it. So implementation. Okay, implementation. What? Oh fuck! That's a problem about a brief turning off in common. Okay, so God, I'm wasting time. Shit. Okay, let's focus. And let's just start to write a function. Okay. Is in range. Okay. Let's write the function. So is in range a ID, first argument, range. Okay. Take two arguments, ID and range. Okay. Now we define it to be we define it to be, now we want to know what are the size of the range, so that, because one trivial way to solve this is you simply generate all this list of numbers in the range. Then you can check membership of the list if a item is in the list. That's the easiest way. Actually, that's a stupid way. Or you just do a comparison of two numbers greater than the first one, greater or equal or less than equal. That's so trivial problem. Why do they have this problem? Random code. Am I like dreaming? Close that. So let's look at the okay, you see the range numbers are huge. Yeah, possibly, wait, 401, they're not very huge. Well, sizable. Let's see, 1 2 3 4, how many digits? Okay, 15 characters, so that's like kilo, mega, giga. What's above giga? Peta, something. Okay, so yeah, you got a huge number. You don't want to generate the list. Okay, so okay, close it. Let's see again, just how many. Yeah, it's just two numbers. It's so silly. So So in that case, you just two numbers range max. Yeah, it's so easy, so trivial problem. Let's start just solve it, okay? It doesn't make sense to plan. Let's directly try to solve it. So these inputs, how you want them to be. So you read them as a string then. Suppose, yeah, okay. And that's the description of the problem. Okay, then this is x input equals to that. Okay, that's suppose your input is a text file, then you need to parse it. So string split, by default it will split by any white space. Let's see, 1, 2. That give you two parts. Then okay, I'm gonna do this one shot, okay? So test, okay. Split, then split by line, then two expression, okay? So so what do you want the result? Actually, I can do the whole thing in one line directly. So let me let me just do that then. Yeah. Okay, so that will give you then we are dealing with the ranges right now. Okay, that returns the first range. Okay, now the second list of numbers, that's gonna be the second part, the list of numbers is gonna be that. This is range list. Okay, something like that. And we can okay, then expression here, then you can actually print it. Okay, this whole expression just return, then you need to map expression. So yeah, number to expression. So because right now they are strings. Okay, so second block, then you just map it. Actually, you don't even need to map, because let me show you. Because if you say to expression 3, 4, that will just work even if it's a list. That's right. Okay, but if you say 4, does it distinguish? No. Well, then you can just say first number q. Okay, not number form. It'll return true. Okay, that means it tells us make sure it's a number, so this will work. So same thing here, you don't need the map. Okay, simpler. Okay, so if you run this, it's going to give you list of numbers. Okay, invalid. Yeah. Wait, then invalid syntax in or before with block 2. Why? Invalid syntax x input. Why is it invalid? I don't know. So let's copy it, select all, paste it. Seems valid to me. Shift enter. It works. Oh, invalid because when I run it, it only run this part. You see it. You see now. If I have to Now, if I run the whole code, then it'll work. Run the whole code. You see? Fantastic and beautiful. Okay. So now we got this. We got them into nice list of numbers and range, and then we can just okay, we can so trivially do this. Okay. Are you using WSL? What is WSL? I forgot. Oh, Windows system for Linux. No, I'm not using that. Obviously, why would you say I'm using that? I'm not. Hope you have a good day. Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas. I upgraded to Windows 11 last week. I have a story to tell. I have blogs. Windows 11's painful. Anyway, because Windows 10 expired, then you have to go to your BIOS. You have to turn on the security chip. Then you have to turn on security boot in your BIOS or EF something. Then then install Windows 11. Anyway, so so this is very nice, and let's start just write the solution. So let's see. Go through the ID list. So let's just make it. One of the issue of Wolfram language is that identifiers, also known as the variable names or function names, cannot allow even underscore. So you stuck with just these alphabets. So you see, so so and it shouldn't start with a capital letter, because by convention, all built-in functions, they start with capital letter. So all your own variables or function names should start with lowercase. So you can say XID list, but then the IDL, it's like, anyway, that's like the issue with Wolfram language. So you go through ID list. Okay. Okay, so we can code this in one shot. Don't even have to check anything. So map a function. So map a function if it's directly, this function will tell you directly that ID, that number is in the range. Okay, and what you do, this is a function x, so you function, then the function will map again, it will map again, map it to the x range list. See, so you map another function. Okay, this time the local variable, let's name it y. Okay, then here is the meat. We don't want to use map, because map will keep going, it won't stop. We want to exit as soon as something is true. Okay, so yeah, so this to map, we don't want map, we want to exit as soon as true. Okay, so look up the map function. There is some other function we want, map or map at, we want to exit, okay, as soon as something is true. So we can use, what is it? So let's go to my Wolfram language. Let's, okay, go to Xah Wolfram language for programmers. Search for it. You'll find it on xahlee.info. And let's go to list string number boolean list and list operations. That's it. So you want to check every item in a list. I mean, go through them. But as soon as you find some condition, exit. Okay, because otherwise, so will this list of numbers, do they repeat? That's one of the question. Like, do they stupidly repeat? Let's look at you can like hack. So there are 1000. Okay, there are exactly 1000 IDs. Sort them. Wait, sort them. And now you can easily see if they repeat. Now it's sorted. Now, okay, now you can let's see. Now delete duplicate lines. Do it. Okay, they are all unique because it's still 1000 of them. It's tricky because you don't know if they might repeat one ID 1000 times. So that makes your code less efficient, something. Anyway, so what is it? So let me think about it. Can we actually just directly use count? Member queue count pattern level spec. So delete, add, join, sort, filter, min, max. Union difference. Map with index, map to multiple lists. Okay, block map. Subset map. No. Let's see. Do we have to use iteration then? Or do we have to actually use nest or recursion? Tally and group. Okay, I need to think about this. Wait, is there every? I don't think so. Yeah, there's no such as every. That's not how Wolfram language name its stuff. So is there a quick way to do this? Let me think. List of ranges. So you got a bunch of numbers, you got a list of ranges. and this list of ranges are okay, that's what it shows. Okay, so show it there. Reduce fold while, nest while. Okay, I think I know what I want. So you need to go to iterations and mapping a function, recursion. Nest while is what you want. Wait, fold while. Okay, so fold and reduce, select cases. Given ID and the range, you need to now, is there some smart way? Check exist member. So actually we can use select. That way we don't have to do nest while or fold while. Yep, because select allows you to return just the first item. Yep. Let me show you. Okay, so what you want to do is this: select even q, so that we will return 4 and 6, right? But now if you say select even q, then just 1, just give me the first one. Okay, that then it returns it. Now if nothing is found, let's say what, so then that return, there's no even number, it will return empty list. See, fantastic. So the way we utilize, the way we use the select function is that we're gonna have a list of ranges. Then this part will be wait, okay, so it doesn't take a function. God. Well, the current ID can be embedded, so the current ID can be embedded in the function. Is that right? Yes, the function will return true or false. The current ID with the current ID embedded. Yeah, we can do that. So let's show an example. Okay, so for example, we are doing some trial and error here. So select, this is the range. Okay, and let's say the current ID, let's say 17. Okay, and the function select by a function, right? So the function, we have to write our own. So the function will have 17 embedded in it. And what will does it do? It will takes the item, then the 17 is greater than x first element, and okay, and greater than equal, and or they need to be end. Okay, then less than equal, and less than equal the second and the second part. Oh God. Okay, so 17 greater than equal the first part, less than equals the first part. X is one of these range. If that's true, you'll return true or false. So if we do this, it will then you need a third argument. Let's just say the first, just select the first. So this will return 1218. Okay, let's try it. 1620, that's right. 1620, you see? 1620, that's right. Fantastic. Is that beautiful? Beautiful. So here is how we're gonna use select to work. Okay, this superb function. Now let's cut it, put it back. Let's make it a example by itself so people can learn Wolfram language. Syntax correct. Go to the browser. So this is problem description. Here is the heart of our algorithm, this select. You see, so it will always return empty list or a list of length 1, and that list will be the range. Okay, so this provide extra. It actually tell you which range it is in. Okay, so if it returns empty, that means the number, the ID is invalid, not fresh. If it actually return a length 1 list, then the ID is fresh, something like that. Okay, so go to the next. So okay, so now we know what to do. We use this select function, copy. So remember, we don't want to use map. You see this map. No, let's not use map. So now you use the select. So but first you map. Okay, then you map it to the ID list. Yeah, you need to go through all the ID. Then what you do is here, select this part. Okay, and this part, what you're gonna do, select, oh wait, yeah, select. So this is your whole range. So this is X range list, right? And the function is here. Now we don't want to use x because the duplicate x. So the first one we can id. So you can rename it id, okay? So the function that is id, and id is that there. You see the current id. And the function here, a range. So this can say a range, okay? You can make the function take two arg, x min, x max, so that we don't need to extract the first part, okay? X min and x max. Does that make sense? Anyone watching, say hi. I managed to get free security updates for a year for my Windows 10, so gonna stick with it for now. That's okay. Better switch to Linux. That's what I was gonna do. Then Windows 11 I installed, so I don't worry about it. But I was gonna switch to Linux because I'm gonna have to eventually, because the Windows just sucks. The big deep state, and also Google, Windows, Microsoft, and Facebook. So anyway, so at least Linux is not like, safer. It's also like part of deep state these days, but at least it's better than Windows. Anyway, so this will, this code will surprise most people because they've never seen code like this. There's no loop and there's no even recursion. This is like using select, okay? So it'll work. So anyway, so once you select it, then you need to do something, okay? Then once you select it, okay, so this will give you a result like shit, we delete it. Well, you can see here it'll give you a result like a range. So once you get that, once you get that, you want to turn it into 1. Okay, if it's 0, if it's empty, turn it into 0. If it's otherwise, turn it into 1. So let's turn this into make it into one line. And if okay, so there are many ways to code this, okay? Well, one way is we're gonna use the width again, okay? So make it more readable. Okay, select result equals to that. Now, if select result equals to empty, turn it to 0, else 1. Okay, can you guys see what I'm doing? Okay, so let's compact this again. Yeah, so that is the function. And when this is done, you just total it. and you don't need that anymore. Comment out. Okay, so the whole solution is just this block. That's a whole solution. I think, I'm pretty sure. Should I, like, if I were coding myself, I would just run it, and if there's error, then I go fix it. But if I'm doing doing live stream, usually I double check that, make sure one shot coding is correct. So let's double check. Okay, so you got two text block. So let's rename it text blocks. Okay, make it easier to understand. So you got two text block, and you got a range list. So okay, so you got the range list and you got the ID list. Okay, that's the important part. So you just select, then if select is empty, return 0, else 1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay, copy it, paste the code. Okay, please make it work. Oh shit, too many parameters. Oh, that's right. I got, there is some syntax issue here. Yeah, this is just one function. Select can only take one function. Okay, I mean select, this function only take one arg, so not x being x and y. Okay, so okay, copy that. So then you have to do first part, then x range, second part. Okay, copy that back here, select, actually go down here, paste, run it. 3. Is it 3? Yes, correct. Okay, so yeah, so we solved it. Let's copy this so that people can kind of see what's going on. Okay, and that's our function. Okay, so, and delete that. Okay, let's put it back, clean up. Yeah, so put it back, syntax correct, showing browser. So here's our code. Here's our code. Okay, and now let's do the personal input. Let's see. Paste, remove, and now you need to read file. Oh God. Okay, you need to read the file, or do I just let's just copy the input here. I don't want to read the file. Okay, so copy the whole thing, close, paste the whole thing. Wait, paste again. Yeah, so now you see, now you got this huge. Okay, now go down, go down, go down, just run it. 661, copy. Are you sure it's correct? I'm pretty sure. So click here, 661, I mean 611, submit. That is the right answer. Fantastic. Okay, so do you guys like it? Does that all make sense? Does it all make sense? Let's put it back. syntax correct showing browser. So we did today problem description, example of using select to solve this problem. Okay, then we just code the whole thing. Width is local variables. We declare X text blocks as local variable. Then we pass them into two text blocks. One is the range list. Actually, they become a list of numbers, a nested list of ranges. Then ID list is a list of numbers. Okay, so here is the actual output, the X range list and ID list. Then all we have to do is just map a function to this ID list. Okay, and what this function do, the heart of the function is this select of a given range, let's say 3 to 20. Then use this function to determine if we want to keep that. This select, this is a list of ranges, so this is like all of them. Okay, so we want to select, meaning filter. So some of them we don't want. Okay, so but how do you check using this function? So if that current ID is in the range, then just select that range, then stop, then return that range. Okay, just return the first one. So this will return either empty list when the ID is not in any of the range, or it will return one of this range. Okay, so if it returns empty, then just return 0. If it returns one of these range, return 1. Okay, so that you map this function to all the IDs. The result is a list of 1 or 0. Then you just total it, then you get the number solution. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Bye guys. If you like my stuff, go to xahlee.info. So go to your browser, xahlee.info. HTTP, no S, not secure because I'm not asking your credit card. So xahlee.info, go to all the way to the bottom, Patreon me, Amazon gift card me, or PayPal me. Okay, thank you very much, because money is the most important. I don't want to do YouTube ads, then start to have like thumbnails. Oh, crazy discovery. Oh, this program will change your life. You know, that shit. Okay, bye guys. We shut down in 1 minute. Your last chance to comment. Okay, so let's see. Did we? Yeah, everything is good. And this is, you know, let's do a screenshot of this in Wolfram Language. Looks nice. We did run into an error that's kind of like syntax error. Yeah, so this is good. Let's copy it. Bye guys.